This is for all the Met fans out there. This is my first yearbook. I believe it's my first yearbook. Could be my second one. But the first one I ever really remember getting. 75, obviously you could read it. New York Mets official yearbook with Tom Seaver. Showing the 7 years in a row. He got over 200 strikeouts. 205, 208, 283, 289, 249, 251, 201. All in a row. He won the Cy Young for 3 of those years, too. So, wow. And the price on that, look at that price. $1. Yes, $1. And that was the big beer back then. Schaefer. And every 2 seconds there would be a commercial. And it was plastered all over the scoreboard. Schaefer beer, Schaefer beer. And that's what the Met hats used to look like when I was a kid. There's the, I'll try and get this right here for you. It's hard, you can't really see it. I'll bring the camera. There we go. There's the 75 New York Mets team picture. You can see right there, Yogi Berra is Tom Seaver, John Milner, Wayne Garrett. Don't worry, I won't go down the whole list there. There's all the coaches. There's one of my favorite players, Felix Millan. He was great, like 190 hits a year. Hey, there's Joe Torre. Joe Torre in a Met uniform. In fact, he was number 9 when I started Little League back around 74, 73, when I was 5, 6 years old. He was like my idol, Joe Torre, because he was a Met, you know what I mean, and he was a Brooklyn guy, so I wore his number 9. Jerry Grody, and we'll go up the line here, see if I recognize anybody. Hey, there's Cleon Jones. Hey, there's Kingman, Dave Kingman. And this confirms that the bat that I have, that game-used Met bat, that actually is a Dave Kingman bat, because I just realized his number is number 4 right there. And on the bottom of the bat knob that I have of his, it says DK carved in 4. So, wow. I always thought his number was 37 for some reason. Alright, so scan it down here a little bit. There it is, Torrey. And here's the rookies of 75. Benny Ayala, Brock Pemberton, Rich Puig, Nino Espinosa. I liked Nino. He was great. He was like a Pedro Martinez for a year. Ike Hampton, Luis Rosano, Jeff Carosi, and Bruce Boisclair. He played for him for about 4 or 5 years in a bit role. Kind of like a Nick Evans. None of the other guys made it. None of them. There's Buddy Harrelson. He was great. Alright. $25 for your team helmet lamp. I had one. Unser. Jerry Grody. He was a dependable catcher. He could throw anybody out. He had like a 60% throw-out rate, which is awesome. Awesome for a catcher. But he only hit 240 with like 4 home runs and 40 ribbies. So don't count on him really for hitting, but he was better than Piazza in defense and reading the pitchers and throwing people out. He was great. And he was the catcher for the Mets for, God, like 12, 15 years. Ralph Kiner, Kiner's Corner. Wayne Garrett, his wife was incredibly hot. Oh, see? There's a picture of his wife, Wayne Garrett's wife. She was hot. When I was a little kid, I used to think she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Ed Kranepool. There's Eddie Kranepool. Steady Eddie, that's what we call him. There's Kingman. Ron Hodges, who was the backup catcher. Jerry Moses, who never really played for him, a few games. And then John Stearns, who was a hot rookie. He was a free safety out of the University of Colorado football team, and he decided to switch to baseball. Stole 25 bases for the Mets, and that was a record for catchers. '74 All-Stars. You can see all your dudes that look like old men now. Well, this was them when they were playing. There's Reggie Jackson, Bert Campaneris. There's Bobby Mercer. Bobby Mercer for the Yanks. Nolan Ryan, Angels. Nolan Ryan. There's Reggie. Well, I just told you Reggie. Thurman Munson. I was 11 when he died. Rod Carew, Frank Robinson. You see Frank Robinson, Angels? Alright. Ron Say, Hank Aaron. Yes, when he was still playing. Yep. Steve Garvey. Reggie Smith. Look at that hair. Alright. John Matlack. The dude I used to call Herman Munster, because he looks like Herman Munster, doesn't he? From the TV show? He was the Rookie of the Year, though, I believe, in '72. He was great for like 4 years, and then that was it. Never did anything really after that, and they traded him to Texas for Ron Darling. I'm not sure. It could have been Ron Darling. No, I don't think it was. I forget who they traded him for. But John Milner, the Hammer. He was the first baseman for about 4 or 5 years. And he was the big home run hitter for the Mets before Kingman came along. He would get like 15 to 20 home runs a year. Oh, you can see Seaver's stats here. 16 and 13, 16 and 12, 25 and 7, 18 and 12, 20 and 10, 21 and 12, 19 and 10. So pretty awesome, huh? For the Mets, who really stunk, except for 2 years. Rusty Staub, one of my favorite Mets of all time. La Grande Orange, they used to call him because of his orange hair. He was so great. Such a nice guy, too. There's Felix. Wayne Garrett again. Hank Webb, Jerry Cram. Hank Webb was a New York boy, but he never really made it. Craig Swan. Craig Swan was great for the Mets in the early 80s, before Doc and before Darling and all that stuff. He was their guy. He won the ERA title for 1 year in the league. Oh, let's see. There's the pitching staff and the batters. Like I said, you can see Rusty Staub, Ed Kranepool, Cleon Jones, John Milner, Joe Torre, John Matlack, Tom Seaver, and Jerry Koosman. Those guys, all those guys were with the Mets for anywhere from 5 to 15 years. So, I mean, you know, nowadays you just don't get that. Everybody leaves after a year. Yoo-hoo, the chocolate drink. And I remember when I was a little kid, Yogi Berra was on the Yoo-hoo can all the time. So that's how I thought of, I thought it was Yogi Berra's drink, you know. Behind the scenes at Shea. There's Joe Torre again. New York Mets officials. Mrs. Joan Payson owned the Mets. This is before all this Wilpon and all this crap Madoff. A woman owned the Mets, Mrs. Joan Payson. And she was so nice, and she gave to the fans, and she gave great to the players. And then this guy right here, once she died, her husband took over, but her husband didn't know anything about running a baseball team, so she gave it to this asshole. Sorry to curse. M. Donald Grant. The next year, they got rid of their two best players, Seaver and Kingman. For nothing. He gutted the Mets. We always hated him after that. And I remember I was one of those little kids that had that batting glove day, which was my birthday, May 3rd. So, ain't that cool? But they had banner day, and you can go on the field and with your big giant banner you made out of a sheet. It was really great. Nowadays, you just can't do any of that stuff. I feel sorry for you kids. All right, that's it. Just wanted to show you my New York Mets 1975 yearbook that I got when I was a little kid. Thanks a lot, folks. Bye.